My little sister had an accident today at kindergarten, and this is how my dad left to pick her up so she wouldn't feel sad or embarrassed. That's what dads are supposed to do. All of them. Yes, all of them. There is a requirement. Just at work, tripping on acid. Oh, Dad. Believe me, most people can't wait to be dads just so they can do the dad jokes. And this guy, you can tell he's been waiting all his life to say something like this. All right. We are from Village. Don't know you see or not expecting to get a reply from you. Can you make them as Krishna family? Here it is. Wow. Jeez, that is an impressive piece of work. We welcomed our firstborn 5 days ago. Our dog Lucy has been on watch ever since. He cried slightly this morning and she immediately went to make sure everything was okay and stayed until he fell back asleep. Love them both. I absolutely love the bond between a dog and a baby. It's just the cutest thing in the world. This bike may look odd to some, but this man built it so that his blind brother can feel the wind like he does. That's quite a brother and quite a mechanical engineer. Look at that. That is really well done. Autistic Boy was sad that Blockbuster closed, so his parents built him his own Blockbuster at home. What gives? Where's my Blockbuster at home? That would be so freaking cool! Today, my mom went on a boat with this dog, and I thought everyone deserved to see this. Damn, this guy is 100% ready for whatever they're gonna run into out there. I take baths with my cat, letting her float in a plastic box. I keep the box in my closet. I only started doing this about a month ago, but now when I turn the bath water on, she runs to the closet and jumps in her box. Aw, she's got a little frickin' boat of her own. After many long years and struggling, I was finally able to pay for braces myself and get them today. God, I'm one step closer to being able to do that myself. I can only imagine how it must feel after that long a time. My dog gets really anxious in the car, so my grandma asked to sit in the back with him. The whole car ride, all I heard was, "It's okay, we're almost there, brave boy." That's too goddamn cute. How is same-sex marriage viewed where you live? In Canada, we just call it marriage. And since it's not hockey, nobody really cares which team you're playing for. My mom got me a cardboard cutout of my dog to take with me to college. Where can I also get a cardboard cutout of your dog? Be careful with my baby, please. Oh, absolutely. I would do nothing but be careful, all right? I'd rather use my own head to break a fall than to accidentally hurt that little tiny baby puppy. Today is my last day of chemo. Oh my God. It's just insane how young so many of them are. This is good for you though. You kicked its ass. In Islam, we believe that when a child dies, they're sent to heaven as angels, and they wait at the gates of paradise to guide you in and reunite. What a beautiful belief. I love the positivity you've sent me. Please continue to spread it, unlike some of the people in these comments. Yeah, it is rare, but you do see positivity every now and then in the comments of random places. I made my friend's chinchilla out of wool, and I think I captured him quite well. Oh my God. Very, very lifelike. Fantastic. Years ago, anthropologist Margaret Mead was asked by a student what she considered to be the first sign of civilization in a culture. The student expected me to talk about fish hooks or clay pots or grinding stones. But no, Mead said that the first sign of civilization in ancient culture was a femur, thigh bone, that had been broken and then healed. Mead explained that in the animal kingdom, if you break your leg, you die. You can't run from danger, get to the river for a drink, or hunt for food. You're meat for prowling beasts. No animal survives a broken leg long enough for the bone to heal. A broken femur that has healed is evidence that someone has taken the time to stay with the one who fell, has bound up the wound, has carried the person to safety, and has tended the person through recovery. Helping someone else through difficulty is where civilization starts, Mead said. We are at our best when we serve others. Be civilized. Yesterday, this kid had his Pokemon card collection stolen. A local police officer gave him his own collection. Now what's this? You stacking energy cards on me? I don't know if this will make any of you smile as much as I am, but I'm officially a 45-year-old college freshman. I was accepted. They even set my schedule. Oh, okay, what do we got here? We got some historians in the public, intro to historical studies, world politics, world religions. All seems quite interesting. My father died 14 years ago, but I still add his number to my contacts list every time I get a new phone, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's just like saving the last voicemail you got from them. I paid for his beer and that of his guys. Everyone loved me. I didn't know it was such a big deal for guys. My friend has a girl who feeds all of us on the weekends. Anytime he looks at another girl, we slap him on her behalf. My crush keeps texting me on how cute her crush is. It's not me. I don't know if she realizes that I'm reading her text through a blur of tears. Edit. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm her crush. Give that man a round of applause. A photographer spent 2 days taking photos at a Detroit Montessori school. During afternoon circle time, while the children listened to a story, he captured this beautiful picture. Aww. Brilliant photograph. About the author. When Dave Pilkey was a kid, he suffered from ADHD, dyslexia, and behavioral problems. Dave was so disruptive in class that his teachers made him sit out in the hall every day. Fortunately, he loved to draw and make up stories. He spent his time in the hallway creating his own original comic books. In the second grade, Dave Pilkey created a comic book about a superhero named Captain Underpants. His teacher ripped it up and told him he couldn't spend the rest of his life making silly books. Fortunately, Dave was not a very good listener, and his teacher was not a very good teacher. Isn't that lovely? This guy got on the bus and just stared at me and Lulabelle on my lap for a solid 30 seconds and then goes, "Are you allowed to have dogs on the bus?" And I just shrugged. Then he pulls a chihuahua out of nowhere. This took an unexpected and wholesome turn. I'm locked out of my dog's Facebook account that I created in 2010, and they won't let me back in unless I send over a copy of his driver's license. I have no choice but to teach him how to drive. This duck brings her ducklings to OP's house every year so he can help her take care of them. This time, 13 fluff balls showed up. Alright, can I have one though? Maybe two. No, I'm being selfish. Just one. Just let me have one. I had court this morning after taking my son to school. This guy in the blue shirt had over $3,000 in traffic tickets, which accumulated over a course of 3 years. He just got out of prison about 2 months ago and is looking for current employment. It's been hard on him to get a job due to his background. Before he could explain, the judge cut him off and said these exact words. Look, I know the system doesn't believe in second chances for a felon. In fact, the whole reform idea isn't exactly that. I'm a man of God and I believe in second chances. You can't move forward with all these fines and a felony on your record. I can't do anything about the felony, but I'm going to wipe all of these tickets away and write a letter to have your driver's license reinstated. You paid your debt to society. Here is the start of your second chance. The judge's name is Edward Hasbrook. Man, this moment proved all white people aren't against you and everyone in the system doesn't oppose you. My girlfriend doesn't eat fish, but on paella nights, my dad always makes her a separate fish-free version. Aw, see now that's thoughtful. Turned some old sheets I had into some mommy and me fits. Okay, those look really frickin' good though. You are clearly incredibly talented. They hadn't seen each other since daycare closed down. Their parents arranged for a playdate together. This is what happened when it was time to leave. Don't cry, guys. You'll see each other again sooner than you think. I frolicked for the first time ever today, bruh. Y'all ever frolicked before? Why no one ever tell me about this? It's a very well-kept secret. You can't be telling people about it. It has magical properties and it can be dangerous. Garbage men of Reddit, what's the most memorable thing you found in the trash? Not a garbage man, but my dad was before I was born. He's found old fishing lures, a Belova watch, but most importantly, my dad was the driver who had this one girl's garbage route. And every time the girl would hear the truck, she'd get all the last-minute garbage from the house and take it out so she could get a good look at the garbage men. And she was interested in my dad. She even scheduled her radiography classes around trash collection day, just so she'd be home. When my dad noticed the trend, he'd often switch roles with one of the guys on the back of the truck so he could take the girl's last-minute garbage from her and toss it in. This went on for months. One day, the girl's father locked her out of the house and said he wouldn't let her back in until she gave her phone number to one of the garbage men. Coincidentally, this was one day my dad was driving. She took the trash up to the guy on the back and asked him, "Hey, is your driver seeing anyone?" The guy yelled to my dad, "Hey Keith, are you seeing anyone?" And this is how my dad found his most valuable treasure, my mom, in the garbage. They've been happily married for almost 26 years. This goose used her wings to protect an abandoned puppy from the cold. The puppy went to sleep and stopped shivering. See, sometimes geese can be pretty nice. For me, this remains the most profound picture ever taken of Obama. The little boy needed to know if Obama's hair was actually like his own. Googled most important image on the internet and was not disappointed. I can see why. I'm not disappointed either. If heaven exists, then this is what you see at the gates. Well, he better give me a big ol' kiss. Meet the man who has saved more than 1,000 girls from sex traffickers, and also provides free education to poor girls. Now this guy is what we would actually use the word hero for. He is the definition of that word. Born in 1920 in Aberdeen, helped decode the Enigma at Bletchley Park during World War II, turned 100 years old today. My hero of a grandmother. Damn, the big 100, dude. Quincy's been waiting all week to show the garbage men his garbage truck, but in the moment, he was overwhelmed in the presence of his heroes. I hid under the bed to scare my boyfriend while he was in the bathroom, and when he came out and he saw I was gone, I watched him get all excited and run into the closet to wait and scare me. I was sitting under my bed crying, laughing. It's cold out. I'ma wear my jammas. Oh, man. After 6 months of being homeless and jobless, I now have a new apartment, a car, and a job in a call center. And I did it on my own. So proud of myself. Keep kicking ass, dude. And look at that. You got a sick little briefcase. The highlight of my day was my teacher bringing his cat to school. And every time he asked the class a question, his cat would meow and he would accept it as the answer. Love it. 10 out of 10. Anonymous Angel buys new lawnmower for 85-year-old man after his gets stolen. You bet your ass he's gonna ride that thing all the way to Paradise Falls. Man falsely imprisoned for 10 years uses prison library to study law and have his conviction overturned. Becomes a lawyer and is now helping overturn other false convictions. I hope he got a lot of money when he was released for being put in jail for 10 years for no reason. In loving memory of Charlie, please help yourself to a tennis ball for your dog to enjoy. You may also wish to pop it back in the box afterwards for another pooch to enjoy. If you wish, then you can keep it. That is also fine. Remember to live each moment just like your dog, with unconditional love, loyalty, and happiness. A thing I've started doing with my class is giving them a secret mission, where they have to do something, and if another staff member tells me about it, the whole class moves up my rewards chart. Last week was holding doors for people. This week is asking people about their day. My toddler slipped and spilled her cereal all over herself, and the carpet. Instead of yelling at her and flipping my shit, I picked her up, changed her outfit, then she helped me clean the mess up. No tears, no shame, no yelling. My parents would have hit me and yelled. I refuse to be them. Well, you're already 10,000 times better than them. Very clear. Since I started my new job, about a month ago, I noticed one of my coworkers gets treated like an outcast, so I made a point to befriend him. Today, he came into my office, handed me a gift card, and awkwardly goes, "Thank you for treating me like a person." Bitch, I might be crying. I was the poor kid growing up. My mom used to send me to birthday parties with no present just so I could eat. I definitely got to a point where I understood and was embarrassed as hell. In 5th grade, my friend's mom invited me to sleep over the night before the actual birthday party. When her daughter was in the shower, the mom laid out the toys that she had bought her daughter for her birthday. She let me pick one to wrap and put my name on. I'm 37 now, and I'm still grateful to that mom. That one act made such an impact on me. Starting my PhD program on Monday, and my mom just asked me if I would send her my papers as I finished writing them for her to read, because she's so proud of me. She also said she'd try really hard to understand them. Not even gonna lie, I'm full-on ugly crying right now. Last month, I posted on YSK advising people not to avoid photos as they're the only way your loved ones will be able to see you when you're gone. After my mom died, I was left with nothing but her driver's license and a blurry picture. Because of the post I made, someone offered to clear up the blurry picture of us. Damn, they did a fantastic job! As a dad, one of my favorite responsibilities is making everyone in my house their own special pizza on pizza night. I love seeing everyone happily munching on their pizzas. You want to come live with me? Like, at all? Are these two getting engaged? Are we all invited to the wedding by proxy now? I am 2 years sober today. Consequently, Tay-Tay is 2 years old. We rescued each other. Go, give me a big ol' hug, goddammit. My boyfriend came to watch me present my research, and at the end I asked for questions. He asked a super specific question that allowed me to reiterate the most interesting part of my research. He knew the answer. He wanted me to be able to highlight it again. What a man! High school cross-country team invites shelter dogs on their morning run. I'm not sure who was more excited. Oh, absolutely the dogs. I don't know this man's name, but he deserves to be recognized. Exhibit B looked at his full 3 baskets of Valentine's candies and cards and jokingly said, "You got something for every one of the loves in your life, didn't you?" His reply, "No ma'am, I'm a school bus driver. Hashtag the real MVP." In honor of yet another troll saying that I shouldn't post photos of myself, here are 2 cute selfies. Feeling fine AF right now, y'all. And this is precisely what I mean about saying nothing if you have nothing nice to say. What gives anybody the right to tell another human what they should and shouldn't post? You're beautiful, Melissa, inside and out. And clearly she gave them the best middle finger she could. I made an old lady blush today at work because she ordered 2 senior coffees and I said, "Senior? I'm sorry, miss, I'm gonna have to ask to see some ID." And then she covered her mouth and went, "Oh dear me," and couldn't stop smiling. You, my friend, are a really sweet person. After not seeing my dog in 5 months, I Skyped with him last night. My mom sent me this after we disconnected. Oh, I know that feel, little buddy. This is the best thing you'll see today. Mitch McConnell passing a smirking Jon Stewart in the Capitol, right before the vote on a permanent authorization of funding for 9/11 first responders. Jon Stewart pushed for full funding for years while Mitch dragged his feet and betrayed the heroes of 9/11. Today, Mitch goes down to defeat. and the 9/11 victim compensation is fully funded through 2092. Yeah, take that, you old leatherback turtle piece of crap. I mean, seriously, who the hell in their right mind would drag their feet on that issue? When my 13-year-old daughter was 5, I taught her that squeezing 3 times while holding hands means I love you. I did this for the sole purpose of being able to secretly tell her this as I walked her down the aisle one day, without bawling like a baby. Oh, come on, you're still gonna bawl like a baby. Hashtag Father's Day. My girls thought I needed a new look to the hard hat. What y'all think? I think they did a fantastic job and really added some spice to your look. Dad, can you keep my Snapchat streaks alive when I'm away? Sure, you just need to show me what to do. Okay, just please don't embarrass me. Hi, this is Blank's dad. Just doing a streak. Have a good day. Hi, hoping everyone did their homework. Hey kids, starting in kindergarten, if you read 20 minutes a night, by the time you're in 6th grade, you'll have read 1.8 million words. Keep it up. A train station in Japan had plans to close, but noticed that a student was the only one using it. For her, they kept the station running until she graduated high school. Meanwhile, here in the States, if the same situation happened, they'd say, tough who cares? Strippers have read it. What's your weirdest story while working? Escort instead of stripper. I had one guy who would take me to a restaurant once every month. He always requested there would be nothing else involved. No stripping, no touching, no sex, just sitting there for a few hours. So he also wanted me to dress like I would for a normal night out. He had a massive stutter. So much that a single sentence could take him a minute to pronounce. Normally, he would always speak by writing things down, as people never had the patience to listen to him. He just wanted someone to actually talk to. He mentioned that I was his 7th escort, because the others all refused to see him multiple times. After I left the job, I kept in touch with him. We still go out every once in a while, almost 10 years later, and we call more often. Though now he no longer has to pay, and because he has someone to talk to, his stutter massively improved. Cheetahs are so shy that zoos give them their own emotional support dogs. What? How the hell am I only just hearing about this? Sister-in-law had her driving test today. There are 3 possible spots they use to test reversing around a corner, and one of them she just couldn't master. So stepdad Ken went and parked his car right there, so the examiner had to pick one of the other 2. Anyway, she passed. It's the way he holds on to me, with an incredibly large bear hug grip. I adopted this poor, traumatized fella on Friday. I was worried he wouldn't be happy at my house. This is where we are on Monday. Internet, meet Thomas. Yo, can you give Thomas a big old smooch on the head for me real quick? A tiger mother lost her cubs because of premature labor. Her health was declining because of depression. She was given piglets wrapped in tiger cloth. She now loves these pigs and treats them as her babies. One of my favorite tables was a mom, a dad, and their young son. He was very little, like 3 or so, and mostly nonverbal. I believe he had autism, but don't want to assume. The mom spoke no English and the dad spoke enough to order and say thank you, but that was about it. They were Mexican immigrants and sold fruit out of their truck across the street every weekend. I served them every single Saturday and Sunday morning. They were always so polite to me and left me $5 to $10 as a tip every time. No matter how busy I was or how many times I forgot something, they were nice and they tipped in full. When I went on maternity leave, a lot of my regulars tipped bigger because we were a small town diner and that's customary of regulars. But I will never forget that this family brought me a basket of fresh fruit, a bag of onesies, and a card, which congratulated me and wished me luck in broken English, along with a $50 bill. I cried and I think I made the dad a little nervous, but they've always been my favorite customers of all time. Japanese child actress Mana Ashida, Little Mako, was embarrassed that she couldn't pronounce Guillermo del Toro's name, so he gave her special permission to call him Totoro-san instead. My neighbor Guillermo del Toro. If I don't reblog this, assume I'm dead. Jeez, hopefully I've been pronouncing it right all this time. Dear parents, thoughts of a trucker. I'm not a parent, maybe one day, but 6 other drivers and myself were talking in a truck stop about kids not doing the arm pump like we did as kids for the truckers to blow their horns. It's becoming something so rare that when it happens, we brag about it for weeks. Literally. Can we please start teaching kids the arm pump again? Sometimes we have a rough day, and making a child smile by blowing our horns for them when they give us the arm pump can drastically change our day. Possibly theirs too. We miss that. That's all I wanted to say. Take care. All right, bye-bye. I fully agree. I used to do that when I was a kid, but you know what? I'm gonna start doing it again. In 2009, Pixar granted a wish from 10-year-old Colby Curtin to see Up before she died from cancer. A Pixar employee flew to Curtin's house with a DVD of the finished film and screened it for her and her family. Colby, with her parents nearby, died later that night. Okay, so I've always been confused here. What is it about mailmen that dogs seem to hate, whereas with UPS guys, dogs can't get enough of them? It's so confusing. Last night we had a 93-year-old guest. When she came in, she said she couldn't see much, only in her peripheral vision. We put a chair in the pod for her to sit on. She swam with dolphins and said, "Wowee, it's just so beautiful. I want this over my headboard." Turns out she could see in VR. Then she experienced Google Earth for 45 minutes. Mostly street views of past homes, homes of loved ones, etc. She directed us to where to drive around, click, and gave us the history of the neighborhood. When I was a girl, that house on the corner was a brothel. Then we went to Paris, where she stared up at the Eiffel Tower completely frozen for 2 whole minutes. Afterwards, her daughter came back and said that at dinner, her grandma cried saying, "I haven't seen colors like that in years." VR is definitely taking us places we never thought it would, and I'm very, very happy for that. Me and my wife both woke up randomly at 2 a.m. yesterday. Instead of going back to bed, we spent the next few hours in the dark chatting and laughing about random crap we've been through over the years. Nice reminder why being married to your best friend is lit. The girl I babysit has made me watch WALL-E at least 10 times, so I assumed it was her favorite movie. But today her mom told me she watches it because she thinks it's my favorite movie. It sounds like WALL-E is both of y'all's favorite movie. Every evening, this man takes his sick dog to a lake because the water helps relieve his dog's pain. That's exactly what you should do for them because you know damn well they would do it for you. So I've been waiting to do this for a while. It's not sexy, it's not perfect, but damn, I worked my ass off for this. From 525 to the mid-200s, and I'm proud. As you freaking should be! It's like you lost me! Can you imagine carrying me, 6'3", 200 pounds around on your back for years and years and years, and then one day I get off? His wife is a victim of severe burns. When he asked why he didn't leave her, he replied, "I married her soul, her character, and she is the only woman that will continue to fulfill my dreams." Today, this guy was trying to find his wife and Fred Meyer, and he yelled, "Marco!" And she yelled back, "Polo!" And he just looks at me and says, "That came from the wine section, didn't it?" And oh my god, I think I just saw my actual future. Not a bad future, though. I seriously don't get people who are like, "No pets allowed in Zoom." If my students have a pet and it doesn't make an appearance, I'm marking it as absent so it has to come see me during lunch. My mom's a first grade teacher. She scheduled a Zoom meeting the day before distance learning started, specifically so students could show off all the cool things in their home that they were excited to share with their teacher. She met everyone's pets and saw their favorite toys. It was a wonderful experience that helped the kids get comfortable with her and excited for school. Man, whenever I read something about teachers, it just makes me even more mad that we pay them like crap. Opening day of zucchini season. Oh, that's a nice harvest, my man.
I just wanted to share a wholesome news. My math professor just bought his 38 students the math textbook required for the class because it's his last semester before he finally retires. And he wanted to do something special. It was expensive, and not only that, for those who wanted a hard copy, he asked for their address and also allowed his students to pick them up from his place if they wanted to. He also announced he got a new tablet from Best Buy so that he could teach us better and informed us beforehand to be a little patient with him. My heart. A group of rough-looking boys walked past me today, and all I heard of their conversation was, "He's got that anxiety disorder, bro." So I went with him so he'd be more comfortable. And it made me realize the world isn't all that bad. These are real friends. Also, never judge a book by its cover. Yesterday, this pile of blankets was all over the ground, filthy, partially wet, and frozen, having been slept in the night before. I saw a city worker putting the stuff into what looked like a trash can. Then this morning, I walked by the same spot and see the blankets had been washed and folded. Made me smile. This is kind of adorable. This is something that an individual would do in New York City, but probably not something like the city would actually do. Me and my boyfriend on the right. We are planning to get married this year. Aw, congratulations, you two. I love your shirt. This morning, my Starbucks is all women. So when I ordered it, I was all, "I love your glasses. That drink is so good. Have a great day, babe." Which is amazing, show-stopping, incredible, but yesterday the same Starbucks was staffed by all guys, and my interaction went kind of like this. First guy, unprompted, we're trying to help John name his scorpion. His coworker, leaning around him, here's a list of names. You should vote or write your own. Me, what? John, look at my cute little baby scorpion! Ah! This is what boys will be boys should mean. Yes, I agree. Boys should have unusual pets and slightly disturbing hobbies, not catcall women and make them feel uncomfortable. My 15-year-old daughter made this cake. She's been baking since she was tiny. Every year, she makes a cake for a friend in our community who is developmentally delayed. This year's theme was pizza. She wants to own a bakery when she grows up. Aw, this is really cute. The pizza is a cake. The pizza is a cake. Oh God, everything is cake again. My mom always made me a birthday cake every year for 44 years. Oh, that's really cute. Sorry. 2 months since she died, and my old dad tried his hardest, and my heart melted. Aw, Dad. Dad, you did so good. Oh my God, that's very sad, but oh my God, that hurts. Made Me Smile always turns into Made Me Cry for whatever reason. My neighbor got a new car today, and he's been standing outside staring at it while eating chips for 15 minutes. Well, it's a WRX. Of course you would. If I ever got me a Hummer H1, I'd be out there for the entire evening. Whenever I'm sad, I text this girl to show me her cat. I'm sad, can you show me your cat? Hey, yeah, sure. What's wrong? Cat. Oh my God, that's really cute. Chadwick was really out here shooting all of these huge action movies while fighting stage 4 colon cancer. Man, strong isn't even the word. That was one of my first thoughts actually, medical stuff can take absolutely all of your energy out. And he was out there filming. He was out there filming through all of the stuff he was going through, and it was incredibly insane and amazing. Good news, everyone. Today was my mom's last day of chemotherapy, and she is cancer-free. Congratulations! Oh, yay! I'm so glad you kicked cancer's butt. After leaving an unstable home, moving states, battling depression, and earning my GED, I'm officially a college student at 22. Excellent work. I don't know what the colored vials are, but I like them. Oh, I'm dumb. They're fancy rainbow pens. I still want them. They're really cool. COVID-19 is the best thing that has ever happened to me. Explain. Not sure this is the right sub, but I lost my job due to the lockdown. Because of that, I've been online searching for jobs. Today, I got a call back for my dream job as a park ranger, and I landed it. Seriously can't stop screaming and dancing. I get to bring my dog to stay on site. I don't have to pay rent. It will be outside 100% of the time. I am so incredibly happy. Thank you to anyone that takes the time to read this. I've had a rough couple of years. Now it's looking up. Everyone liked that. You go out there and you be an awesome park ranger, and that is a job I could never do because, oh my God, 100% outside. That would just be LEXI screaming at anything that moved, and probably stuff that didn't. In my culture, death is not the end. Made me cry, made me cry, made me cry. Go easy on yourself. You're doing great. This is just really hard. We need more just positive signs. Just like, for no reason, just positive signs. Billy Joel never sells tickets to the front rows of his concerts. Aside from wanting to beat the scalpers, he got tired of all the bored rich people staring up at him. So now, he sends his road crew out to bring down the fans from the worst seats. So there'll be people in the front row that are really happy to be there. Real fans. That's amazing. I love Billy Joel even more now. That's just absolutely gorgeous. You wonderful, wonderful man. I finally built the courage to tell my good friend, on the right, my feelings for her having recently come out as gay. I'm so happy that she says she has feelings for me too. Oh, look at the two of you, they're really cute. Go forth and conquer Earth together. California passes bill allowing former inmates to become firefighters. Non-violent former prisoners who participated in fire camps will now have an opportunity to become year-round, full-time firefighters. Yes, good. This is such a great way to get people back into society instead of just ostracizing them forever. My dog passed away last month, and my boyfriend got me flowers in the shape of my dog. I even love. Oh. This has not made me smile. This is heartbreaking, but really just warm and fuzzy, but also heartbreaking. My daughter saw me painting a fox and drew her own and gave it to me. Oh my God, that's really cute. Also, that is a really badass painting of a like, that's really cool. This refrigerator was installed on the street by a very generous Saudi man. He and his friends leave leftovers and other food in there to feed the less fortunate children of his town with nutritious food and to save them from the shame of begging. Not this specific thing, but a very similar thing is happening in New York, especially in Brooklyn. People are actually setting up community fridges with supplies and shared goods and stuff like that, and it just warms my heart, makes me happy. He doesn't need to know. So, I work in a kitchen, and am fortunate enough to work with many of my friends. My friend and manager, we'll call him B, has been having really severe anxiety attacks lately, and he's been struggling a lot. For the past 2 weeks, I've been secretly stashing weed in his apron pockets, accidentally double ordering DoorDash meals from his favorite places, scheduling Alexa to greet him with "Good morning, here's today's weather," and shuffle his favorite band every morning, and coming in early to get the workday started, so he has less on his plate. His face lights up every time he finds that random weed, or I yell to the back, "You hungry? I've got extra." And you can feel him breathe a sigh of relief when he sees half the stuff for the day has been started without him needing to do anything. He seems more relaxed, and the anxiety seems to be less frequent. He's just a nice dude and deserves for life to cut him a break. And if the universe doesn't want to do it, then I guess I will. You are a good soul. My dude is deaf, and at first we had trouble communicating because he thought he was in trouble anytime I pointed or made a gesture to move. We have spent more time together during the pandemic, and now he gives me the goofy smile whenever we hang out. Oh my god, this is such a cute little snoot. I'm glad you two get along now. That's so cute. My stepdaughter Carson hand sewed and tailored me a shirt from scratch. Bought her own materials and put in the work. I told her she lucky the clubs ain't open, cause I might have stepped out in it this weekend. Theo's Gordon Cottrell's shirt ain't got nothing on this. Oh my god, that's so wholesome. That is adorable. I'm sorry, that was the only sound that I couldn't make that would fit this photo. Flight attendant Shelia Thedrick saved a passenger from human trafficking by leaving her a secret message in the plane's bathroom. She noticed a young girl traveling with an older man who wouldn't let her speak, so she whispered to the girl during drink service. The girl made it to the bathroom, found the note, replied, "I need help," and Frederick told the pilot. When the plane landed, police were already waiting in the terminal. Good. This is excellent. Oh my god, that's wonderful. I'm glad they were able to, hopefully catch the guy and throw him in prison forever. Bruh, my sis, 6, is so cute. She literally asked me if I needed any help with my homework. So I said yeah, and scribbled down things like 3 + 7 = what? And she deadass drew some apples and stuff and helped me. Bro, I love her so dang much, man. I don't want her to grow up. She's giving herself a hug. Oh my god, my heart. Okay, I'm fine. Man invents hydrating gummies to help his grandma and other dementia patients get enough water. Well, I know how I'm going to be hydrating, hell yes. Got my first job on the 10th day of my release from prison. Starting from the bottom up, Wendy's. Thank you for hiring people that need a second chance. What is the best job quitting story you can tell? I had to lay off my entire staff and myself with 8 hours of notice. I was the contract project manager on a government project, office type work. At our periodic review on a Thursday, the government announced that they would not be renewing our contract, and our last day was Friday, the next day. I brought everyone into the conference room first thing next day, let everyone know that we were all out of a job, and that today was everyone's last day. I had everyone email me their resumes, and we went over everyone's on the conference room projector, and updated them over the course of the day. I then printed out reference sheets for everyone, and we all spent the remainder of the day writing letters of recommendation for each other. I ordered everyone pizza and bought everyone a round of drinks at the bar next door. Most folks had jobs by the end of next week. Dude, you are an amazing boss. Oh, it's Mr. Rogers. So many people have helped me to come to this night. Some of you are here, some are far away, some are even in heaven. All of us have special ones who have loved us into being. Would you just take, along with me, 10 seconds to think of the people who have helped you become who you are? 10 seconds of silence. I'll watch the time. I would like to thank you all for encouraging me, allowing me all these years to be your neighbor. And we've hit Made Me Cry. Puppy kisses! Yeah, I needed that after the amazingly touching Fred Rogers post. Oh my god, more cute animal pictures. Thank you. Thank you, less crying, more cute. Last night, I am driving home from work when I see someone stranded in the middle of an intersection with their car smoking. Oh dear. I have been there and it really sucks. So I slow down, ask if they are all right. This poor lady got this car 6 weeks ago, and now it looks like she needs a new engine. So a group of 3 teenagers now stop, look over the car and help push it into a nearby lot. The owner of the car does not know what to do. She cannot afford a tow and can't leave the car there. I then hear, "You boys ready for a push?" They couldn't leave this lady stranded, so these young men pushed a stranger's car 9 kilometers. That's about 5.5 miles for us filthy Americans. Please share the crap out of this so these young men can get the props they deserve. Well done, Billy, Bailey, and Aaron. Hell yeah, y'all are insane and amazing and rocking some really awesome shorts. Update on the Pride Flag Snatcher. When I realized my flag had been stolen the other day, we found it ripped up down at the end of my street. My next door neighbors, a straight couple with 2 kids, left house, were outside and saw me get emotional. They were very kind and offered to help me put up my new flag once it arrived. This morning, as I was hanging up said new flag, I glanced over and noticed that they too had gone out to buy their own pride flag and hung it up on their porch. Words cannot express how happy I am to know that I live next to some truly amazing, supportive, and selfless individuals. I had a really hard time when my flag was stolen, but this restores my faith in humanity a little bit. Straight people, this is what allies look like. You don't have to be LGBTQ to show support. Aw, that's adorable. That's absolutely amazing. Now I really want to coordinate like an entire just wall of pride flags down my street. I gave a little kid some frozen yogurt today at work, and his mom says, "Okay, what do you say?" And he looks at me in the eyes and says, "I love you." Visible happiness. Puppy. Sorry, puppy. Very cute. Just doing the arm hug. I just ran through my house to find my phone because I've never seen the boys in my neighborhood do this even in the 10+ years I've lived here. That's kind of adorable. Birthday girl begs dad to wear a mermaid costume and the photo shoot is priceless. Best dad right there. This is how you parent. Found out my 11-year-old daughter is gluing my lunch bag notes inside her school binder. Oh, this is adorable. I mean, I save a lot of notes and stuff from people. I don't know why, I just always have. I still do. I have a giant box of just notes that I've gotten from other people. But this is really cute. A Californian care home went bankrupt. About 16 elderly residents were abandoned. Most staff left, but the janitor, Miguel Alvarez, and the cook, Maurice Rowland, stayed behind to care for the residents at their own expense. Wow, man, the 2 of you are better than all of the staff combined. Also, how is that legal? Like, how is it legal to, like, just abandon people? Heard my 6-year-old slowly and painstakingly read a Nat Geo book about otters to his stuffed otter because I wanted him to know about his family. Oh my freaking God. Sometimes kids do adorable stuff. Wife, we just ate. Why are you making pancakes? Me, they're for the dogs. Wife, why are you making pancakes for the dogs? Me, they don't know how. Oh. Iowa school gives PE credits for students who do yard work during pandemic for elderly and people with disabilities. Yes, actual freaking work being done instead of just like running around a gym. I so approve of this. This should be a thing outside of the pandemic. After years of taking pics on the side and being dad, I have my own studio. It's not much, but it's mine. Good job! Oh, that's super awesome. Oh, best of luck. I hope everything goes really well for you. My mom sent me this picture of her and our family dog showing their pride. It made me smile to know that they support and love me and the LGBT community. Puppy, oh man, I need to get a rainbow thing for Freya. I already have a bunch of handkerchiefs for her. I need a rainbow handkerchief and a trans pride handkerchief for Freya. And this is adorable, and your family's freaking awesome, and that's lovely and amazing and awesome. I am a professional. Class expectations. If you're watching TikToks during class, please at least drop links to the really funny ones in the chat. I don't care if you are wearing pajamas or not, but please wear clothes of some kind. Class materials. Bring your brain to class at least 50% of the time. Your dog is not class material. I still want to see it on camera if A, he's in the room, B, he's a good boy, yes he is. Hi, hello, yes, Joe Miliano, I'm not in school anymore, but can I take one of your classes, please? I promise you can still make a beautiful life for yourself, even if you lost many years of it to abuse, mental illness, or trauma. I personally relate to at least the first one. Yes, you can. From Nana. Mom just finished this beautiful quilt at 93. Wow, that is amazing. Really well done, Grandma. A Kenyan lady found her childhood friend on the street suffering from drug addiction and took him to rehab. Look at that. He looks so much better and so much happier. Oh, well freaking done. I'm in remission and I got my port out. I'm so excited. Yay, congratulations. Also, your mask is adorable, but I'm so glad you are now fully in remission. For many years, I pitched science shows to large science networks, and it was unsuccessful. I would receive the feedback that the majority of our audience is male, so we just don't know if they'd relate to a female host. But last year, Netflix picked up our science show, Emily's Wonder Lab. I filmed the entire thing 9 months pregnant, so there is now a female-led science show on the biggest streaming platform in the world, hosted by a pregnant woman, available worldwide. I'm just so incredibly proud that my daughter will be able to watch this someday. When I was studying to become an engineer, I was one of 2 or 3 women in the classroom of 50 men. I'm hoping shows like this help change that demographic for her generation. This is amazing. I need to look this up, if it's like already released or not. This is gorgeous. Great freaking work. Mom tells boy he can pick any animal at shelter. He picked this elderly, overweight, and shy cat. Oh, imagine the hugs though. Imagine the hugs. The vet suggested a shirt instead of a cone for my cat. Fun fact, most cats wear baby size 0 to 3 months. Yo, that's really freaking sharp. He looks incredibly sharp. Pissed off, but also sharp. Also, the guitar kind of fits into this mix, and I don't know why, it just fits. My dad, who didn't want a cat, showing Lucas every item of the weekly shop because he wants to see what we've got. Oh my God. It's always the ones that don't want a pet. Dear teenage boy at skate park, you're probably about 15 years old, so I don't expect you to be very mature or for you to want a little girl on your skate ramp for that matter. What you don't know is that my daughter has been wanting to skateboard for months. I actually had to convince her that skateboarding wasn't just for boys. So when we walked up to the skate park and saw that it was full of teenage boys who were smoking and swearing, she immediately wanted to turn around and go home. I secretly wanted to go too because I didn't want to have to put on my mom voice and exchange words with you. I also didn't want my daughter to feel like she had to be scared of anyone or that she wasn't entitled to that skate park just as much as you were. So when she said, "Mom, it's full of older boys," I calmly said, "So what? They don't own the skate park." She proceeded to go down the ramp in spite of you and your friends flying past her and grinding rails beside her. She only had 2 or 3 runs in before you approached her and said, "Hey, excuse me." I immediately prepared to deliver my "she's allowed to use this park just as much as you guys" speech. When I heard you say, "Your feet are wrong, can I help you?" you proceeded to spend almost an hour with my daughter, showing her how to balance and steer, and she listened to you. A feat not attained by most adults. You held her hand and helped her get up when she fell down, and I even heard you tell her to stay away from the rails so that she wouldn't get hurt. I want you to know that I am proud of that you are part of my community, and I want to thank you for being kind to my daughter, even though your friends made fun of you for it. She left with a sense of pride and with the confidence that she can do anything because of you. It may not be much, but I have struggled with depression for a very long time, and I love to make art. Because of my mental thing, I love to make people smile with my art. Here is one of my drawings. Oh, cute. Oh my God, the tiny faces. The tiny faces make this adorable. I love this. We should find the username of this artist and include it because I like their art. The history behind this picture is really interesting. The reason that everyone always looked miserable in old photos wasn't that they took too long to take. Once photography became widespread, it took only seconds to take a picture. It was because getting your photo taken was treated with the same as getting your portrait painted. A very serious occasion. meant so that your descendants would know that you existed and what you looked like. But one time, some British dudes went to China to go on an anthropological expedition, and they met some rural Chinese farmers and decided to take their pictures. Now, these people weren't exposed to the weird culture of the time around getting your photo taken, so this guy just flashed a big grin during the photo because he was told to strike a pose, and that's the pose he wanted to strike. Dude, he's having way more fun than any of us were in the 1900s. I didn't think my dad ever paid attention to all the random Pokemon facts I would tell him. I guess he actually did. Oh my god! Oh my god! Is that Snorlax? You need a flute to move him. That's adorable. In 1968, I heard Ben E. King sing this song at a small club on the coast of South Carolina. King had a small band of 3 or 4 guys, and I can still remember the single violin. The venue was not air conditioned. I was 18. The girl I was with was 17. 52 years later, we are still a couple, and I still love this song. Oh, that's adorable. Students and teachers have read it. What's the best forgot to turn off the mic story during virtual learning? Well, it happened in one of the classes. The teacher was going through a rough time, and the class could feel it. We assured her that we had done our homework and that she could take rest for the time being. She agreed and told us she would switch her mic off and sleep for a while as we did whatever. Her husband was right beside her and the mic wasn't turned off. She said, "I am so lucky to have these students," and started sobbing to her husband. We all heard this, but kept quiet to prevent her being embarrassed. She slept well during that time, and we sent her a thank you gift collectively. Y'all are the best freaking class. Like, holy crap. That just warms my heart. That makes me so happy. Meet the 104-year-old man with more style than most people will ever have. Seriously. My God, he is dapper. Wait. Is this in New York? No, I don't think it is. I'm sad. But, oh man, I want to meet this guy. Whoa. How are y'all doing this with like a mouse and MS Paint? My God, if he's that accurate with a mouse and MS Paint, imagine him in like Destiny. For the first time in over 6 years, I have a full set of working teeth and a smile I don't have to hide. No more oral surgery, no more pain from broken teeth. I can bite things now and chew them. The first carrot was amazing. Oh, that's so cool. Congratulations. As somebody who was born with exceptionally fragile teeth, I fully appreciate this. There's a man in Starbucks holding a bound stack of papers, like you print at Office Depot, and he's proudly and loudly telling the couple near him that he's reading his daughter's thesis. She just graduated with a master's degree, historical preservation. It's so cute. This right here. This is how you parent. Today, you could be standing next to someone who is trying their best not to fall apart. Whatever you do today, do it with kindness in your heart. I don't know which came first, but I'm very glad that the tree, is growing through the fence now. Just I live here now. I had this girl in my class, and she was considered to be really dumb. She'd ask a ton of questions in class, which everyone would consider to be stupid and silly, and even the teachers would often taunt her. But she'd never stop asking. The weirdest thing was that she almost always aced the class exams, and everyone was like, huh? Even the teachers thought she was cheating because she wasn't so smart in class. But nobody could prove that she was actually cheating. I'm pretty introverted, so I never really talked to her. But she was leaving school this year, and I was genuinely curious about how she did so well on exams, and how she didn't let everyone's remarks and doubts affect her. She always used to sit and only hang out with one girl, and she told me that the friend of hers was severely socially anxious, and had difficulty in class because she couldn't bring herself to ask questions or ask for help from others. I felt that way before myself. So they had this system where during lectures, her friend would write down any questions she had and she would ask them for her. And I was just so touched. I don't know, but it really changed the way I looked at people. This girl endured taunts and accusations and borderline bullying for being quote unquote stupid when she was actually really smart and could easily have refused to ask questions for her friend, but she did, and brushed off everything others would throw at her for her friend. Do you have friends like this? I hope you do. I think it's so important to have support from people who don't shame you for your shortcomings, who help you during hard times and don't embarrass you or leave you hanging, even if they could. And trust me, most people could. I do have one amazing friend like this. It is the LEXI wife, and she's the one who talks to anybody that I'm ordering takeout from. Reasons why I'm polite to waiters. Because I realize they're human beings trying to make a living, not my servants. Be nice to your waiters. Tip your waiters. If you can't afford the tip, don't go out to eat. No tipping shouldn't be a thing, but it is, so make sure your waiters are, actually compensated. My son, who was told from birth that he may not ever be able to walk or speak, not only walked across his high school graduation stage, he also walked down the aisle as the ring bearer in his mentor and caretaker's wedding. Look at that dapper gentleman. Oh, that is fracking rad. I'm so glad you were able to do that. She said, I haven't been carried like this since my wedding day. Amazing for, having a sense of humor in what is objectively a terrifying situation. Most of you know I tragically lost my wife 2.5 years ago. Tonight, I walked to my house to find my now fiance and my 3-year-old daughter making cupcakes and having a karaoke party celebrating Kylie's heavenly birthday tomorrow. I found a damn good one, I tell ya. Grown men do cry, trust me. I was exercising on my balcony and someone that was stopped at a red light got out of their car and started working out with me. We did jumping jacks, pointed at each other, and laughed. He got back in his car and drove off. That was the most human connection I've had in 17 days. I think the only freaking good thing that has come out of this stupid pandemic is every once in a while you see a bit more humanity than usual. People don't take each other for granted, and people, genuinely try to find a little bit of solace in the silliest forms of camaraderie. 2 years ago, our cat, Kira, had an allergic reaction that turned into a wound on her back. She scratched and licked it, and every time she would cry out in pain. The wound got worse, so the vet told us to get her a cone or make her stop touching the wound. Needless to say, she hated the cone. She couldn't properly walk in it, was fed up with the entire situation, and she could scratch her back with her claws. So the cone was more than useless. My brother couldn't watch her suffer, so he came up with the idea to make her a little jacket. He got some bubble wrap, made a few holes in it for the wound to breathe, and I sewed it to Kira's harness. The vet was amazed by what he did, with a little help from me. Kira couldn't touch her wound, and a few weeks later, she was healthy and furry as ever. And that's the story about my brother inventing a jacket to help our cat get better. That's actually a really freaking good idea. I really like this. Oh, look at the blip. Beware of. Well, just beware. I walk by this vicious animal almost every day. I'm kind of jealous of your commute. Maybe we can do one thing today? Half a thing? Fine. Dear Diary, today I got half dressed. How sad. Dear Diary, today my friend started investing in himself again, one trouser leg at a time. How great. Everyone needs this cat in their lives. Tamar Boggs, 15, chased a car in his bicycle for 15 minutes to save this 5-year-old girl who was snatched from her front yard in Pennsylvania. Dude, you were a total MVP. Also, whoever decided to highlight every random word read here, why? She likes to collect rocks. Oh, she looks so happy. Shout out to my Arabic teacher that looked at us yesterday mid-lesson and said, I'm worried. Y'all look exhausted and depressed. Of course, we were all like, oh yeah, we're dead inside. You haven't noticed? And he snapped shut the textbook, threw up his hands and said, this is not healthy. No more vocab. Time for dancing. And he taught us a dance from Iraq. And we danced instead of doing vocab. We didn't stop dancing until he saw all of us laughing and was satisfied that we were all feeling better. It was perhaps the coolest, most kind-hearted thing I've ever seen a college instructor do. Dude, we need more teachers and faculty like this. College isn't exactly supposed to be easy, but you're also not gonna learn an absolute ton when you're just completely dead. Girls seen sitting outside Taco Bell to access Wi-Fi to do schoolwork receive over $140,000 in donations from community. Good. I hope that gets them an excellent ISP plan at their home or wherever they need to study. Which is the better Disney couple? David stuck around through it all with Nani. He helped take care of Lilo. He bought them groceries, got Nani a job, and a cell phone so she could call Lilo at home to check up on her. And they weren't even dating yet. Yeah, that's pretty impressive for, just being a good person. We've been feeding a small family of 4 crows, mated pair and their 2-year-old kids, for several years. Last week, 2 days in a row, they left these gifts, pull tabs threaded onto pine twigs. This isn't only generous, it's creative, it's art. My mind is blown. Aww, that's really cute. Here, I made this shiny thing for you. I was wondering why my husband wasn't cuddling me. He looks so happy. Imagine going to a baseball game and getting sat behind these two cuties. Wait, dogs can go to sporting events? I suddenly care about sporting events. Introduce friends to D&D. He's 57, first time playing ever, and role-playing how he's ending combat with a giant rat found in an abandoned wizard's tower. I love this hobby. That is glorious. I love how the entire family is in on this. This needs to happen more often. We don't deserve dogs. No, we don't. I fell asleep on the trampoline and woke up to this. I donated 1.5 feet of hair to Locks of Love, and I'm loving my new hairdo. Wait. You donated 1.5 feet? And you still, that's impressive. Holy hell, that is impressive. This guy is cosplaying 11 from Stranger Things. Yes, we need more of this. My pup usually has her head out the window the whole time, but she decided to stare at me while driving. How precious is this face? Why are dogs so cute? Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. I'm very glad he did. I hope Humpty Dumpty has a lovely winter too. This is a really cute picture and a absolutely horrifying amount of kids. When the world seems dark, I remind myself that Mr. Rogers once got a letter from a blind girl who wrote that she had heard him say he owned fish, but she worried they weren't being fed, so at the end of every following show, he'd narrate, "I'm feeding the fish," just for her. Oh, we do not deserve Mr. Rogers, and we need more people like him, like now. Belarus people react to Lukashenko's prohibition of pro-democratic flags. Aha, subversion, I appreciate this. This dog followed the Google Earth guy. Oh, that's adorable. I've made it 21 years without you. Why do you think I need you now? 'Cause I'm your grandma and I need you. That wasn't directed towards you. I know, I just wanted you to know I love and need you. I love you too, Grandma. Thanks, I needed that. Good night. Night, Grandma. I just want to take a moment and recognize this sweet fella that lives across the street from my parents. He checks on them every day and has grown to love and care for them deeply. He rides with Dad to the store, helps him shop, and brings the groceries in. He cuts the grass and whatever they need. Not many 15-year-olds would take the time to care and be there for elderly neighbors. When he saw Mom today, he busted out crying and just held her tight. What a blessing, and just wanted to pass on something heartwarming instead of the sad news we see and hear every day. Oh, dude, you are a legend. We don't deserve dogs. That should just be the tagline of this entire episode. Oh, dude. This is supposed to be made me smile. Why? This is hurts. Oh man. Stanley, Chadwick Boseman, you are both very missed. My granny still uses the paper towel holder I made in high school 17 years ago. Your granny is a wonderful legend. So I'm at the mall and a little boy comes into Champs asking about basketball shoes and if they have any under $75. The worker said no and the little boy faces drop. So I asked the boy his name and what he needs shoes for. Turns out he's on a basketball team and dying for new shoes. So I told him if he sends me a picture of him at his game, I'll buy him whatever he wants. And his dad damn near breaks down. You are very welcome, Jordan. Enjoy your new LeBrons and good luck. Jordan, best of luck at your next game. I love karma. The man who just drove into the parking space I was waiting for and told me to F off has arrived for his interview with me. Karma wins again. Okay, that one made me smile. Was taking a picture of our kitchen I finally finished building/decorating, and my wife popped in at the right moment. This needs to be like a scrolling wallpaper where she just like pops in at the edge. Sunday, I found a kitten at the zoo and brought it home. I was afraid that my parents would get mad at me, but today I caught my father showing the family photos to the kitten. Oh my God. It's always the dad. The dads never want the pet, and then they always end up bonding to like the cutest, fluffiest little things. While doing an important research, I discovered that foxes can, in fact, become a loaf. This is a scientific breakthrough. This cat looks more like Ron Perlman than Ron Perlman. Oh, that's a chin. If I could go to Neptune, I would bring my mom because she cooks really, really good. My dad, because if something breaks, he can fix anything. My sister, I don't know what she can do, but I love her, so that's why I'll bring her. Small coffee, $5. Small coffee, please, $3. Hello, one small coffee, please, $1.75. I kind of like this pay rate scale, yeah. I married my best friend this weekend. Aww, good job, the two of you. Have an awesome and freaking fantastic life. Woman goes to pet cats at a shelter and finds her cat who had been missing for a year. Oh my God. Everyone liked that. 3 days before my grandma passed away due to complications of Alzheimer's, here she is getting to reminisce on some of her favorite music. Aww, rest in peace. Hey, can you send me a pic of your nails? I know that's a strange question, but my son wanted his done, and then his stepmother went and told him only girls can do that. So now he's sad about it and wants him off, but I want to show him he can have it if he likes it. Most definitely. You tell him he can paint his nails and still be masculine. Or if he doesn't want to be masculine, he doesn't have to be. Bring him by and I'll even paint them for him. Good job being an awesome mom. Thank you, seriously. I have a work colleague that got his nails done with his daughter. Just as like a thing as she was growing up. She's like, you know, got her own family and stuff, and he still gets his nails done. Like it's just freaking nail polish. A few weeks ago, my dog died. I was very sad as I had him for 15 years. Today, I heard a knock on my door. It was my 90-year-old neighbor. She had crocheted a little toy dog that looked exactly like mine, color and all. I burst into tears on the spot and gave her a hug. She is truly the best neighbor ever. Y'all, Nora is having her first sleepover tonight. Her best friend Faya is coming over, and that means one of my biggest dad goals is gonna happen tomorrow morning. Making pancakes for them in the morning. The moment I found out we were pregnant, I imagined sleepovers and making pancakes in the morning for her and her friends, and tomorrow is the day. I am so excited. I don't know if I'm gonna sleep a wink tonight. Maybe I'll wake them up at midnight with pancakes. Sleepovers are for pranks, right? Pancake day is here. This guy has such wholesome dad goals. That's adorable. My grandparents recreated their wedding photos 70 years later. Life goals right here. You can be the baddest alpha male around, but if your daughter tells you you're a princess, you're a fucking princess. You damn right you are. Shout out to the security man keeping this good boy dry. He said, well, you never know how dogs feel about the rain. That's surprisingly deep for just a simple act. Me and my girlfriend, now fiance, of 4.5 years got engaged today in front of our friends. The excitement in her face in this photo of her with her ring on for the first time is going to stay with me forever. Oh my God, this is adorable. My cousin Emily has a 10-year-old son named Riker. Riker, who loves cats, was very excited to get his new lunchbox. Unfortunately, because of its colors or because it has cats or both, he was teased about it by other boys in his class. He even wanted to stop taking his lunch so he wouldn't be teased about it any longer. I have decided, however, to stand with my little cousin and show him that a man can love whatever he wants and not be afraid to express that love. So, I have ordered the same lunchbox for myself and proudly carried it to work today at my large conservative corporate workplace. I've told anyone who asks the story behind my lunchbox, and to a person, they all stand with Riker too. There's no one way to be a man. Men can be colorful, men can be expressive, men can be emotional and silly and gleeful. I love my new lunchbox, and I hope Riker and all the other boys out there can see that their passion and self-expression is never something to be ashamed of. I absolutely adore this. This is wonderful. Also, you're rocking that bow tie. And Riker, keep rocking on. Also, I thought I could resist making the joke, but
Commander Riker to the bridge.
after a breakup, I decided to take a photo left of myself. 1.5 years later, I found it and decided to do a comparison to now, right. Just because you don't feel it yet doesn't mean you won't. Aw, yay! Definitely got a bit more sparkle in the eyes. My boyfriend said not to smile big. We broke up, so here you go. You go! Yes! I've been on the streets of New York for a couple of months. My name is Lisa. This video was of me on the streets of New York over 3 years ago. I just wanted to let y'all know I did make it. I've been off the streets for 3 years, clean and sober for 2. Thank you everyone for your kind words. Oh, that's excellent. 53K upvotes, as it should. They're both texting someone right now saying, some weird guy next to me is wearing the same thing as me. Germany has the only tree in the world with its own mailing address. It's known as the bridegroom's oak, and it receives about 1,000 letters per year from singles looking for love. Anyone can take letters from the tree and respond. It's estimated the tree is responsible for over 100 marriages. I moved away from home, and I've really been missing my dog. Today, my family visited, and I finally got to see her. Oh, she looks so happy. One of the new South Korea Vogue covers featuring this grandma. She looks that is awesome. We went for a walk, and as always, took our shoes off at the door. I put him in his chair for lunch and turned to be caught off guard by the sight of our shoes together near the door. It took me 12 years and 5 miscarriages to get here. He'll be 4 in March. Aw. I want this to be real. Please tell me this is real. This has to be real. It's probably not, but I want it to be. This is what winning looks like. Yes, yes, yes. 10 years later, I still feel so lucky. Aw, happy 10-year anniversary, you two. She guessed my favorite color first try, but between me and you, I didn't even have a favorite color until she yelled out, "Yellow!" She was hella excited and smiling like a little kid, so I told her she was right, and I haven't seen yellow the same since. It's in everything. I could probably live in it now. One of my favorite posts here. Beautiful. I agree. I don't have anyone really to tell, but I'm 8 months sober from alcoholism. Fracking excellent job, Chris. I am incredibly proud of you. Just introduced the kid to her adoptive parents. They brought her a dozen roses. We met at a restaurant. I arrived early to get a private booth and told the waitstaff what was up. So all the servers were having a cry in the corner. I'm at a coffee shop a few miles away, giving them space and having my own cry. Adoptive mom clarified to me later, roses were pink because pink means forever. What's more important than the roses though, is they also brought her a luggage set so she wouldn't be moving her things in garbage bags. The luggage matches theirs because it's family luggage for family. And now the rest of us are crying too. Yes, we are. Oh.
Was a firefighter before he was an actor, quietly returned to Engine Co. 55 during 9/11 to work 12-hour shifts, sifting through debris for a week and didn't want any publicity about it.
Well, you, sir, are in fact a human being.
Also a legend, I guess. Somebody asked me, did my baby have on makeup? No, honey, that's melanin!
I can't get over this picture. No, stop! How dare you? Why is your skin so perfect? Mine's got pimples everywhere.
Also, can we take a second to appreciate that perfectly photogenic smile? My goodness!
Like, girl, you're a model.
Anorexia? Don't know her anymore.
Hey, nice. I like the wordplay and I love the progress.
These made me happy, so I thought I'd share.
Oh my god. Now that's a very good boy.
Yep, remember when you had a blueberry smoothie? I remember.
I get to marry my best friend and it's 2 months from today. I just needed to share with somebody that I'm a happy man and that's my whole world in that picture.
Yes. Yes, man. Be annoying.
That is like the perfect testament to a good relationship. I guarantee like 10 seconds before this photo was taken, he's like, oh no, let's get a cute one together. You know, just a real natural one.
You're not gonna poke your butt at me again, are you?
No.
Just a boy and his new dog.
Oh no! Oh, I was expecting like an older guy and like getting a new cute dog and he's like looking really cool and suave and that's why I did the voice. The voice doesn't fit this very much at all now. Still super cute. I love it. My sister has been in this world for 18 years, and today is the first time she has been offered a menu at a restaurant. Wow. You know, I'm glad she's blind, because you could easily mistake that for being my face. The joke there is that I'm too lazy to moisturize. Being depressed makes it hard to eat, but I'm proud I made breakfast, and I ate it all too. Yo, you even got like the suave little candles out. That's a very nicely prepared meal. I'm impressed. And the bamboo food mat. Like, look at you little Instagram connoisseur. Seriously, good job though. For those who are equally struggling in this aspect of their life, just remember the kiss method. Keep it simple, stupid. Mwah. I'm very humbly and privileged to be over my episodes, but I mean, geez, even I don't make as glamorous a breakfast like these. So no pressure if you just resort to having a peanut butter sandwich. That is the breakfast of champions. I go to the same gas station every day after work for beer and burritos. Today, when I asked for my burritos, the guy said, they're hot. I knew you'd be here, so I made a fresh batch. And that's the most thoughtful stuff anyone's done for me in a while.
I'm giving you a 5-star review.
Well, thanks, but you already made one last week.
I'm making a new account.
My grandfather always had candy in his pockets, and one time when I got really sick and I was hospitalized, my dad told him not to give me any candy. He pulled out of his pockets to show he hadn't even brought any, and I got really sad. But as soon as my dad walked out of the room, he then proceeded to take off his hat and had 2 chewy chocolate candy toffees and 2 orange Fanta toffees, and I'll never forget the happiness and surprise I felt in that one moment in my entire life. Orange Fanta toffees. I feel like I've missed out on something in my life.
Damn you, Australia, and your basic candy!
My cat loves bottle caps more than anything else in the world.
I was crying in the bathroom and she kept gathering bottle caps for me and dropping them at the door. We don't deserve cats.
Oh, look out, Berry Dog. You've got some competition in love and affection. Seriously, though, that's actually adorable. Oh my gosh, there's like 1, 2, there's like 4. I count 4 bottle caps. How many did they give you before you stopped crying? Fair play to my dad sending me the Saki card I made for his 42nd birthday. Astonishing commitment to karmic justice. Wow. That is incredible work. So I guess that's one way to come out as a con artist. Yo, that is so cool. I wish we got to see his reaction when he finally comes home and sees this. When undergoing chemotherapy for colon cancer in 2002, Sharon Osbourne was so distressed that she nearly gave up. That's when her husband, Ozzy Osbourne, invited Robin Williams over to cheer up his wife. In no time, Sharon was heard laughing uncontrollably by her family downstairs and restarted chemo the very next day. I know it's cliche to say after a lovable comedian character, passes away, but the world's really gone to hell since he left us. We miss you, good sir, but we hope you found your peace. Been bullied all throughout high school for being gay, made me an alcoholic. I have bad anxiety. I lost my dog to cancer and was just recently in a bad car accident, but my sister taught me how to see the good in tough situations, and now I'm 2 months sober, just chilling at work right now. See, I think posts like this are why I'll always try and avoid grilling or roasting people who post constant self-motivation and updates about their current journey in exercise and bettering themselves at something. Surely you might find it annoying because it's clogging up your feed with all this self-righteousness, but if that's what it takes for them to become a better person and have a better life for themselves, screw it, I'll deal with it. Good on you. If this is what requires you to be more accountable for yourself, then please give us updates every day. I know it's not much, but my significant other reminded me I've been off cigarettes for 3 months now. Hey, speaking of accountability, nice job, man. 460. Wow, okay, geez, if you've never gotten addicted to cigarettes, you are very lucky, I guess. Another person who's 4 years clean today from opioids and alcohol. Yes, woman.
Oh, that's a really artsy choker. I mean, that's the thing. Half the time we only ever really drink alcohol because we're either bored of the environment or the friends we're around, and we rely on the alcohol to make things more fun. And if that's the case, are they really fun friends, or do you really actually want to be there anyway? Fascinated at how crossing a corgi with any other dog breed results in what is basically a corgi in disguise as the other breed. Okay, I hereby dub corgis as cosplay dogs. Someone's cow just walked over and fell asleep on my legs, and now I can't freaking move or I'll wake her up. Well, we meet our fate sooner or later. Just accept it. This is where you die. So my shy son finally gained the courage to ask his crush, our neighbor, if she wanted to play with him. I asked my dad if I ever made him cry in front of me before, because I don't remember seeing him cry. He said once. He told me that when I was 3 years old, he laid out a pen, a dollar, and a toy of some sort in front of me. He wanted to see which one I would pick. I think that a lot of Chinese people do that. It represents what you'll value most when you grow up. Like the pen is intelligence, money is, well, money, and toy is fun. He was just doing out of curiosity and boredom. It was interesting for him to see which one I'd pick anyway. He said that I just sat there and stared at the items. He sat across from me and waited patiently. According to him, I crawled towards them, he held his breath, and I pushed everything aside and went right into his arms. He didn't realize that he was one of the choices, and that was the first and the only time I made him cry.
Well, shoot, now you made me cry.
I was laying on my bed next to my boyfriend who was asleep. A girl on the TV was crying, and he shot up and looked at me with wide eyes, then after a second said, "Oh, I thought you were crying." He has no idea how much that meant to me. So I just ordered my breakfast from Jollibee, and my 92-year-old neighbor saw me with the delivery guy. When Lola saw him handing me food at our gate, she called him over and asked him what he does. So when he told her he delivers food that she would want to order, she proceeds by enumerating her order. I honestly thought he would just ignore her, laugh, and be on his way, but he actually took out his own cell phone, dialed a number, and ordered for her. There was a time when I hated Jollibee's delivery service because they messed up a few times, but now I think I'm going to order more delivery from them. Well, someone deserves a goddamn raise! Personal win! For years I was unhappy, unhealthy, and had given up all hope of further education after dropping out of university. Here I am a few years later, happy, healthy, just started on a new university a month ago. Did you get younger as you got older? What is your secret, sir? Boss who took $1 million pay cut to raise employee salaries has tripled his business.
I just want to say I'm a huge fan.
Oh, thanks, Satan.
What?
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Excuse me?
Oh my goodness! On the set of The Princess Bride, Andre the Giant once let out a 16-second fart and brought production to a standstill. Nobody said anything except director Rob Reiner, who said, "Are you okay, Andre?" To which Andre replied, "I am now, boss." And not a single flip was given by him. He just strolled on forward. Just an absolute inspiration. Good news. My cat was lost in the fires in southern Oregon, founded by a photographer and brought to a shelter. Today I have her back. Oh, they're sleeping together. This adorableness gets a thumbs up. Breaks my heart that pirates spend their whole lives following a map when the real treasure is the friendships they build along the way. I don't know who you are, Jason last name, but your tweet is now framed up and hung up in my apartment. I don't know who you are, Allison's tweeting, but your tweet is now framed and hung up in my house. No, don't stop there. Continue the cycle. Continue the cycle! Also, like 10 to 15 years from now, I hope someone makes one of the most inspirational sports movies, except it's a 50-year-old woman who wants to play competitive online games, and everyone tells her she can't because she's too old. Her reflexes are too slow, etc. And she gets this grizzled trainer, except they're a 19-year-old kid who had a promising career until carpal tunnel syndrome ruined their chances of becoming the world champion, so they train her, and she freaking wins! The end! Movie of the year! Wow, you want to just give me the rights to everything you own as well? My 5-year-old's kindergarten teacher doesn't refer to the kid's mum or dad, or even parents. She refers to your grown-ups. It's such a kind, inclusive way to assume nothing and include all sorts of caregiving and family arrangements. I love it.
Oh, she's banning the use of mums and dads. We don't get to exist anymore.
No, that's not what she is doing. Shut up. Hey, kids, take it from an old forest hag. It's totally okay to half-ass your hobbies. Trace that picture for your journal. Like old cars without knowing how to fix them. Watch the movies without reading the comics. Super glue the part of the model. Learn one way to make a braid. Watch how-to videos for every step of the recipe. Or Google every second word in that article. Use the automatic setting on your camera. And don't be ashamed. Real life isn't school. The all-or-nothing mentality is not healthy. Don't gatekeep yourself from stuff that might be fun. Shrug, grin, and hold eye contact with a boomer while you do it. It's good, I promise. I can attest to this. Trying to make things set up perfectly for yourself will absolutely get in the way of you improving yourself. If you want to get more fit, you don't need to wait until you get to a gym. Just do 5 push-ups, like right now. Just do 5 push-ups, you're done. You don't need to be putting in extra effort when you don't feel like doing it. Worry about the quality later. For now, focus on consistency. Also, buy my online motivation course, link in the description. My husband has been so helpful with our baby, but watching him become a dad has been so funny. The other night, he did the 3 a.m. feeding while I slept, but he woke me up to say, "Okay, I changed him. He's fed, but he's still awake still. Do I just hang out with him?" "No, you can just go to bed. He'll be fine on his own. Just leave him." Though props that he's clearly trying. I mean, honestly, that's really sweet. September 9, 2018 for September 9, 2019. I like how he's happy in both. Good news! I haven't fit into this shirt in years. Down 32 pounds and haven't had a cigarette in over a week. Being healthy puts that silly smile on my face. That's not a silly smile. That's the smile of someone who's owning it, who's taking control. That's the smile of a god. And it's really sweet. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to other people.
Yeah, be kind to other animals, yeah.
Positive Mamas. A church service to protect an Armenian refugee family from being deported in the Netherlands just ended. It lasted 96 days and involved 1,000 priests and pastors. Dutch law forbids police from interrupting services. A deal was reached with the government to let the family stay. Wait, so, oh my gosh, they went for like a frickin' sermon marathon. Yes, that is Christianity done right. If you want to ask yourself, what would Jesus do? This is what Jesus would do. r/unpopular opinion. I highly respect millennials that walk out of jobs or any inconvenience in life. As a man in my late 50s, I wish I had the balls to walk off a job when I was younger. After starting my own business and spending years in upper management, I have to say I love millennials and think they will change the workplace for the better. Seeing a 22-year-old college grad say that's not my job and not in my job description always gave me an envy poo. Watching a middle manager retort with, "If you don't like the job, leave," and having a millennial fire back, "I'll send out 100 apps on Indeed tonight and have a new one tomorrow. Bye!" Want to know what that makes me do? Think hard about how my employees are treated and how well they are paid, because on today's day and age, my job is just as replaceable as they are. Keep ghosting and walking away, my young friends. I get it. I do love the message, but I do feel like it really depends on the certain industry you're in to get this kind of replaceability. Still very uplifting post. I love it. Dear stranger next to us at the rodeo, when my son came up to you and grabbed your arm, you didn't know he used to be terrified of people. When he talked to you about the bulls, you didn't know he was diagnosed with a language disorder. When he jumped in your lap and laughed as you tickled him, you didn't know he had a sensory processing disorder. You also didn't know, as his mother, I sat in my seat with tears running down my face, sneaking this photo. When we adopted him a few short months ago, we didn't know how long it would take for him to laugh, play, and engage others like this. You didn't know any of this, but you took time to connect with a child who has had to fight to learn to connect. My heart is full. Thank you. I'm gonna avoid tearing up. Just, stinky butts. Poo. Poo. Smelly poo. There's smelly poo in front of me. That's not emotional. That's smelly. Shout out to all the non-English speaking immigrant parents who are trying their best to help their children navigate virtual learning in a language they don't understand. Oh shoot, yeah, I can only imagine the nightmare that would be. I just yelled, 1, 2, 3, mommy is lava! And my kids ran away, leaving me to drink my coffee in peace. I'm pretty sure I've peaked for the day. Parents watching this video be like, write that down. Got my nails done and picked this cute as heck lavender color. My nail guy goes, that was my wife's favorite. She passed away 15 years ago today. This morning I woke up and asked for a sign that she's still here with me, so I guess this is it. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. On Fridays, I let my first graders pick my makeup colors. I figured we needed some cheery non-COVID related school news. Okay, no, that's actually really cool. I would totally make a class of kids choose my face paint for a day at school. That would be, honestly, that would be so cool. Like, what an incentive. If you improve at your current skill level by this much, you get to decide what I get to look like tomorrow. What, you want me in nothing but a banana suit? I'm doing it. I'm committed. During the last round of Trollgate, people said that I should be banned from posting photos of myself because I'm too ugly. So I just like to commemorate the occasion with these 3 selfies. They see me uploading, they hating. Showed my grandpa memes and he loved them so much he printed them off for his friend. Yes! Sad smiles. I don't like the sound of that. I never met this dog before. I was sitting outside crying because a memorial I'd made for a miscarriage I'd suffered. This dog appeared out of nowhere and laid its head on my chest. I wrapped my arms around him and continued to cry, snapping this photo before he could leave. So a little girl walked up to me at the grocery store calling me mommy, and her dad came up behind her and said, "No, she's at home. Why? Am I not good enough?" Lamo! There's a student that's a selective mute. She apparently stopped talking generally at the age of 4 due to trauma. Been working with her for a year, and usually she just waves, but today she said good morning to me. My God, she's becoming comfortable around you. Wholesome moments. This mosque in Vancouver helping the less fortunate. Yes, please. More of this. I've been living with my mom now for 8 months, and I haven't lived this long with her since I was 17. I'm 60. She's 82. I'm so thankful I'm here with her. I got stuck here because of COVID. I had been visiting and realized I would need to stay. And thank heavens, I think she would have shriveled up and died so isolated. We've been on a health kick, losing weight, eating healthy, exercising. It's good. Oh, what just a beautiful parental bond. You're the first person ever to win 2 Olympic tennis gold medals. That's an extraordinary feat, isn't it? I think Venus and Serena have won about 4 each. Hey-o! My cat's name is Noodle. I bought him this hat. He is now Chicken Noodle.
That is so what I would do.
Wholesome moments.
Thought you all would enjoy the photo shoot my husband conducted while I was at work yesterday. If this doesn't make you smile, I don't know what will. Well, I'll be the judge of I'm not smiling. Just not. My grandfather told me that when my grandma gets mad at him, he tightens the pickle jar lid so she'll have to talk to him. I want that. That is by far the most adorable manipulative trait someone has to have in a relationship. Found this picture of me and my dad when cleaning out our attic, and I almost cried happy tears. He was a single dad who raised me all on his own. I showed him this photo and he couldn't stop laughing at how he looked. Shout out to all the single dads, heck, single parents in general watching today's video. You're amazing. How to convince an airline captain to let you wear his hat and allow you to sit in his seat. 1. Be his son. Oh, pfft. Well, okay, thanks. Excuse me as I climb right back up my mother until she finds a captain to marry. 2. Surprise him by flying across the country to board the last flight of his career. It's also helpful if you have a brother to be the co-pilot and co-conspirator in planning the surprise. My envy for you is coming across as if I'm an anorexic Hulk. Group of young kids called me on my way into the store, asked me if I wanted to make a bet. I replied, I'm a gambling man. Older kid said he could ride a wheelie on his bike stop sign to stop sign. I said, no way. And how much? He said $10. I said, why 10? He said they wanted a large pizza at Domino's. I said, deal. He came very close but couldn't hold it his wheelie that long. While they were figuring out how to come up with $10, I had already ordered the pizza plus a 2-liter of Sprite. Made my night. Love seeing kids be kids. My bet is the guy doing the wheelie was the dude in the white shirt. I feel like he still feels somewhat defeated by not winning the bet. Oh, I know we're getting Domino's, but it's the principle. I'm a badass actor. Oh, you are so cute. You are. You're like a cutie pie. Oh, cutie pie. Puppers. Mwah. I have depression and schizophrenia. I hated life and myself. I injured my hips and back. I have chronic pain. I gained weight and hated myself even more. And my pain got worse. My mum and dad reached out and helped me, worked out with me, checked in on me every day, and I ran 4 kilometers. Nice work, you. That is some successful feat you've managed there. I'll be honest, I couldn't go toe-to-toe with you. I suck at those long runs. Running down a mountain, oh yeah, I can easily do, but running uphill? Oh yeah, those high heels are just insane. Oh, no, I shouldn't be making such terrible puns about this person's success. You did a great job. Look, honestly, sorry. I'm really coming across as someone with no soul. To the stranger who paid for my sandwich today, it has been a rough couple days. My uncle died this week, and while sitting in line at the drive-thru, I was writing his memorial card. Your gesture of kindness and this sandwich have given me the energy to keep going. Thank you. I will pay it forward. Wow, that is some good kindness. God, I'm really being mean and just absolutely heartless towards these good gestures, aren't I? No, seriously, I need to stop. I'm ruining the wholesomeness of them and turning them cheesy. What? The kid I nanny is nervous for the first day of school and my heart is completely melted. Oh, no way, is his first day on the internet? Oh, his first day of school's on the internet? That is weird. Or I'm completely misreading this image, in which case, whoops. A new sculpture in Bristol, UK for World Suicide Prevention Day. Oh, he's a teddy bear. That's actually really sweet. I like this. I really like this. I'm really concerned about the chain though. Why has he got a chain on him? I can button this shirt for the first time in 3 years. This is what the road to recovery from PTSD can look like. I love myself for the first time in my life. My daughter loves having fun daddy back. Oh, good on you, mate. It's always those little battles that win the day. My daughter's recently started smiling. This is how I get to start my day. Ha ha ha. I've defecated all over your crotch. After being evicted, in jail, and jobless, after several failed attempts, after 7 months of sobriety and relapse, today I am 1 year sober. Ha! And they say the Illuminati's only for evil. Look, it's a rainbow. That means it's good. No, but seriously, that is a cool pin. Maybe I should become an alcoholic so I can get one. Last night I went to Starbucks and when the guy finished my drink, he bent down and whispered, "Don't let anyone dull your sparkle." I just smiled and took my drink, and while I was leaving, I heard the other worker saying, "Would you stop telling people that? Nobody cares about your inspirational stuff." And the guy responded with, "Girl, there is no way in hell I am letting you dull my sparkle." And then he glitter bombed her. The end. Surgery day. Let's beat cancer's butt. I made it through surgery. But that's your butt.
don't beat your own butt. You have a nice butt, I'm sure. I can't tell, but I'm sure it is. I'm just trying to be inspirational, not perverted. I'm sorry. I'm not good at giving inspiration, just reading it out loud for memes.
The perfect tattoo does exist. Oh my god. I want an animated series of this exact doggo.
35 years old and I accomplished a dream. Today was my first day teaching.
Wow, I definitely did not use the right voice for this man. 5 years of hard, painful work. They aren't the whitest or straightest, but I don't hate my smile anymore.
That's a weird way to refer to me.
Well, okay, no, I am definitely the whitest.
Oh, you meant teeth. Oh, yep. Yeah, I knew that.
My little girl is 2, and whenever she's happy, she will just shout out, happy.
There is nothing purer in this world than when she's just sitting, playing with toys, or eating toast, and just yells out,
Happy!
To let the universe know it's doing a good job. I want to be vegan, but I love cheese and bacon too much. If there are only a few animal products stopping you, keep those and ditch the rest. You'll still be making a big impact, and you can work on finding alternatives once or if you're ready. You got this.
I understand not everyone's a total veganite, and look, I totally respect if you don't want to be. But even if you don't like to fully follow this ideology when it comes to veganism, or just trying to do your bit with animal consumption, I still feel like in a way you can apply this same logic to a lot of things you're wanting to do in life, but just don't feel like you can fully achieve because you're too much of a perfectionist on yourself. His young daughter found out what he did for a living, so she made him wings so he would be safe. And a good dad always wears his daughter's wings. Okay, look, if I had a job like this where I was in heights at all times, I would totally wear fairy wings or just different wings every day. I feel like that'll just be the highlight of the job.
Yeah, we're doing some ironworks today. Well, I better put on my mosquito wings. Am I right, boys? No one gets my humor.
Co-worker got yelled at by a customer. Customer's daughter felt bad and came back.
And they got him cereal. It's adorable.
Let's be honest, that is the best gift you could ever get.
I've been confused with my gender identity for a while now, and recently cut my hair to look as androgynous as possible. Today, I was spoken to as young man, and it made me happy that it worked.
Good on you, and look, you pull it off very, very well. Not that it should matter anyway, but I just thought I'd give some sort of compliment too, because I just want to be friendly.